Well, hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the month of June. Timestamps will be in the description box below. We're going to do a general reading, a love reading, and then a spiritual reading to kind of tie everything together. So we start off with Angel of Balance. Woman holding her heart. And caring connections. In June, I feel like you're reevaluating relationships. Ones that you've lost, ones that you've had, ones that you want. Just all relationships. I really feel that for you. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is material and spiritual prosperity, and love begins. Yeah. It's about learning give and take in relationships. I feel like some of you are going to sacrifice and take a step up and make a first move. Some of you are. It really is about you're ready to start a new relationship, or you're ready to rekindle a relationship, I'll say. I feel like you've needed time to balance yourself and get things in perspective. It's almost like you needed to balance yourself in your life so you could give from a really good place, if that makes any sense. And now you're ready to establish something with someone. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. We'll get into the cards and see what comes out. We have the Palace of Coins, which is only in this deck. The King of Swords, Knight of Wands, the Fool, the Five of Coins, Seven of Cups, Strength, Ten of Swords, Ten of Coins, and Six of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Somebody else had that too. Taurus. It was in the opposite direction though. This is like feeling like you may have made a mistake in the past. That's all this is, and I don't know why. It's like maybe you spoke too fast, spoke too soon, you were too rash in your decision making, and now in June you have more of an open mind about what's going on. That's interesting. Also, you only have two major arcana. And that's the Strength and the Fool. Yeah, and the Fool is being too risky or taking too risky of a behavior. And then with the Strength, it's like being not strong enough, or realizing that it's a bit of a sacrifice and a vulnerability to say that you were wrong. Or that something went wrong. Even just admitting that to yourself. So I can see that you didn't like how things were going in your life. And I'm layering this in general because it could be just everything. I feel like at one point everything may have been hitting you very, very hard. And you had an adverse reaction to that, is what I'm seeing. You know, you were like, okay, forget it. I'm out, of everything. And I see with the Knight of Wands here, too, that this is very impulsive. It's like I was overwhelmed by what was going on. And I just needed to move away. Also, there could have been that you wanted to punish someone that you felt like wasn't making the right decisions towards you. But all of this is what I'm saying is it's like you were trying to even out the playing field almost, but you ended up making quite an impulsive decision, Pisces. Yeah, quite an impulsive decision. This was your way of like, it was like you're tipping right at the end. You're like, I am at my wit's end with this situation, right? And I'm going to create a big change. Everything is going to change. It almost feels like it didn't play out the way you wanted it to. Um, it's it's almost like it was really on a breaking point, or it wasn't doing well, and then you added enough pressure to fully break it, right? When that wasn't really your intentions. It was like your intentions was to kind of shock someone or something or whatever into seeing how important you were, almost, but really it just broke apart in your hand, and you're like, oh crap, that is not what I thought was going to happen. But I feel like that taught you about fairness and balance and compromise. Like it showed you about the laws of balance, pretty much. Anyway, so so as we move into June, I feel like you're starting to understand that you took a really big risk, especially with this Fool card here. This is like what feels to be a foolish risk, or a big risk that you... It's like it wasn't the climate for it, but you accidentally jumped and did it anyway. Not accidentally, but it's like impulsively. That's the better word. Did it anyway. And you're starting to feel the loss of being impulsive and of not thinking things through, or being in a negative headspace at the time. And I feel like you're confused on how to... I don't want to say fix it, but be more realistic. It's like you're dealing with the consequences now. You're like, how am I going to face these consequences? How am I going to face this situation head on? Yeah, I feel like you're ready to move forward. You're ready to leave whatever has happened in the past, Pisces, and just move forward. I feel like you think that whatever you broke, I'm not going to say you broke, but whatever was broken, you're not sure that it's going to, that this person, this organization, this team is going to work back with you after this. So it just feels like to me, Pisces, in June, you just want to put a Band-Aid on things or heal things back up, and I feel like what it is that has been done. Where you went wrong, and you're sorry, but you're like, can we just fix this so I can continue to move on, is what I'm looking at it. I feel like you're a little bit self-conscious in June, or hugely self-conscious, because it's almost like you feel at fault, so that's why you're self-conscious. You're not very confident in the situation. I feel like it's going to be really hard to get things back on track. The transition is going to be hard, and you're going to have to really endure building things back to be stable or secure. I feel like that, and you're not even sure that you'll be able to handle it. But I feel like you want whatever or whoever this is for long term. Either you see them as family, or forever, or building, something of that nature, or a good job. And you're like, you know what? It's worth the time. It's worth the energy. It's worth the effort. I'm gonna go ahead and put the time and energy in if I want it. This is a relationship. This is definitely a relationship. It's broken. It's broken and you miss it. But you're not sure if this person is interested anymore, or if they care anymore. And you're a little sad to even ask. It's like you're not confident enough to even ask. It's interesting because it's like you want to heal it, but at the same time, it's like overwhelming to your thoughts about what to say and what to do. There's a lot of thinking about how to make it happen. Also, if this is really the person for you or not, or if you're just lonely, because you're trying to think about the long term. So I see that I'm going to sum this up as you have been very impulsive in the past. And in June, you are wanting to either rekindle a love relationship, a connection, or something that you love, like get back into something that you love. And you know that you have to give to that in order to accomplish it. But you're not sure if you should or not. You know, it's like you want to go back to something, but you're like, I need to stop being impulsive. That's what got me in this situation. So I need to really think about it. Okay? All right. Okay, Pisces, let's get into your love life for June. See what that energy is like. Okay, so we have heal and awaiting results. You have a wish. You definitely have a wish in your heart when it comes to love and how you would like things to go and what you would like to happen, you know. There's also a feeling of wanting to make something better. It's like there's a feeling as well of knowing that it's going to take time. It's not something you can just start and be like, well, it's over, you know. It's like, am I willing to put in the investment? Do I want to put in the investment and time into love? Okay, make the effort. Stay optimistic. You're trying your best. And release your ex. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay. You want to do love better. Okay. More healthy, more satisfying, more appropriate, I guess, for you. And you're trying to have an open mind about things. Some of you may be trying to go back to someone, I feel like. There's a few of you. Okay. If you're trying to go back to someone toxic, it's not going to work. It will not work very fast. Okay. So keep that in mind. As long as you're being positive and coming from a healing place, once you get started on it, it's not even going to make it. I can tell you that for sure because I see it here. This is more gearing you towards a more healthy relationship. And you being more open in a healthy relationship, and also leaving behind exes that are no good for you. But I see you more getting involved with an ex first before you realize that they're no good for you. You know, it's not something you're gonna understand right off the bat, I feel like. Okay, Knight of Cups, Two of Wands, Queen of Cups in reverse, Strength again, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, Three of Cups, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. Yeah. You are going to go back to someone. I feel like you don't see the bigger picture yet, but you will see the bigger picture by the end of June for sure. I feel like someone is just in your head, in your thoughts, and you're curious, you know. It more feels like that. It's like something that was done or something that it was over is coming back. And this could be someone contacting you as well, not just you contacting someone. But it is important for you to be looking at the bigger picture, okay? And not just the here and now in this particular situation. Because I feel like you have this idea of a future. Even though I don't see pentacles here, I just feel like you don't want to invest your time and energy into something that's not worth it. Even though I do get the energy, though, Pisces, that you want love and connection now, eventually, you know, it's something that hits you about long term. It may be just because you're getting older, and maybe because there's a whole bunch of earth energy in the transits. Okay, so major arcana, I have the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice. So an unfortunate turn of events, a breaking of a cycle, which leads me to believe that you have to make a decision to probably go back to someone. It's like you're going to check out a relationship, or like almost spontaneously going to check something out or see if it is good for you, or you've been thinking about it. I feel like you're going to see that this is not good for you. Like, you're not even friends. You're not connected in any kind of way. It just does not feel right. I'm going to be honest. But you've had this you know, it's kind of like when you're away from someone, you're kind of idealizing them. And because I see you wanting to go towards them. I see you wanting to make an effort, but it's because you're lacking love. Like a nurturing, loving connection, or maybe a relationship. And that's the only reason why you're choosing this, I'm getting. So I feel like you're being strong, or strong enough to like reach out. And no, yeah, it could be that this person is reaching out to you. I'm doubling back. And either you or them are reaching out. I'm going to say that. But you are kind of lacking that emotional connection that you're thinking, oh, this is it, or this is love, or this means something. I feel like that's going to change. I do. I feel like that's going to change, because I feel like there is like you're starting to see it's just like it was in the past. Okay. I feel like you're strong enough now to see it. Because that's what I'm seeing. I feel like you are strong enough to see it. You're more diplomatic is the word that I want to use. In order, like, you're seeing it clearly and not just through the lens of what it is that you want. Okay. I feel like it's going to be really hard for you to make the decision to cut someone off, even though they are not good for you, because you don't want to be alone, or you want that emotional connection. But remember that you're looking for a love or a connection that makes sense. That is good for you. I feel like I want to say to you, Pisces, the one that you're supposed to be with kind of makes you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to say that because they don't do everything you want them to do. I don't feel like they're bad to you. I don't feel like they're mean or anything like that. I just feel like there's growth in your next relationship. Like, you have to look outside of yourself, explore, connect. You may have been going on a lot of trips. You may meet someone on a trip as well. But it's weird because your energy is different. Your energy is like looking for love and is open to love and is wanting like connection. But once you find that, because I feel like you can, it's like the world is open to you and you really can connect with anyone with just that simple thing that you're looking for. But you have to buckle down in June and be like, is this something that's going to last for me? And I feel like this is a cycle that it's time to break for you. It's like you can find people to be with. That's not the problem. But you're looking for someone that you feel like comfortable with, that is has a long term, that doesn't take away your power, you know. I guess you want to say something like that. That isn't like mean to you, you know, in a way that suppresses you as an individual. Yeah. There's definitely a relationship that broke up. One person was more loving and the other person was more to themselves and needed to step out of their comfort zone. I feel like you think that person needed to step out of their comfort zone, and you were worried about not being nurtured. I'll say that. Now I feel like you're seeing things more clearly, and you're a little bit, it's it's like you had this idea to break a pattern with this person, and you were very confident about it, but it was almost the wrong decision to make. It's like you could have made a better decision or another decision, but you made the wrong one. Like someone made the wrong decision. And now you're having a hard time. This is interesting, Pisces. Like you're having a hard time going on this path that you kind of chose. You know, it was like, okay, you impulsively maybe like broke up with someone or separated or decided you wanted to talk to them. And they've kind of dealt with it, but I feel like you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have did it that way, or oh man, I should have stayed friends with this person or something. Because I feel like you're having a hard time in June, you know, like moving forward through this. Yeah, and it also feels like you would have done it differently if you could have before. Okay. Yeah, thinking about the past, reconnecting with the past. Someone you're going to try to reconnect with already has somebody else. And yeah, it's like you're going to find out that this person either was cheating or had someone else, or it could be that you cheated. Someone was cheating or doing something behind someone's back. And it's like you kind of saved yourself from having to deal with this. So I'm seeing two different stories here. There's one person from the past that you're going to think about or try to reconnect, and they have someone else. So don't be fooled, because they do, okay? It's like you're trying to step back into this when really you should just leave it where it is, Pisces. There's no reason for you to get back into it, is what I'm saying. The Tower in reverse is like, it fell apart and you need to look forward. Don't go back to this. And I feel like it's almost like it's fair that this has happened. And it's like before you can express what you wanted to express, you find this out and it cuts it right off. You know, it's like, thank God. That's what it feels like before you even got involved. Then I feel like there's another person where maybe you couldn't make a decision between two people. For those of you dealing with two people. And I feel like one person has already showed you their true colors. That might have been the first person you tried. The second person, I feel like, is not receiving you. That's the thing. The one person that is going to receive you, I feel like, is not a good person. It feels very manipulative, or like they have someone else, or they're playing you almost in a way. And then there's another person who is very standoffish, and I feel like because they're worried about getting into a crazy relationship or a crazy situation with you again. What in the world is going on, Pisces? Okay, let me see. Yeah, so you're definitely seeing the truth about someone. Yeah, you're trying to go back or rekindle something with someone because you want to figure out something about them, okay? I feel like they're going to try to move things to a different level. It's almost like things start working out really fast and you're like, okay, this is good, but something feels off to you. It's interesting because it feels like it's what you would have wanted, but something doesn't feel right. Yeah, something doesn't feel right. They're not very open to you. Communication may not be that good. It's almost like they're telling you everything you want to hear or gaslighting you to what you want to hear. This is a bad situation. Yeah. Obsession, codependence, controlling. Yeah. But they're telling you what you want to hear. So it's like, oh, you want to get married, Pisces? I'll marry you. But they're not listening to you. It's not a good relationship for you to be in. So like there's constraints. Now let's see about the other person. Ooh, this relationship was sabotaged either by you or them. Someone had a fear of intimacy. This is you. You went to go do inner work. I don't feel like this person was bad. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't feel like this person was bad. I feel like you needed to do some work. I feel like you needed to maybe close some chapters, whatever that was for you. And you expected this person to like chase after you, and I feel like they did not. And you're like trying to tell yourself, I feel like you miss this person, and I feel like you're trying to tell yourself that everything's great when really you miss them and you feel like this was a bad decision, but you're trying to convince yourself or others that it wasn't, you know what I mean? So you're giving yourself time to heal and move on, because I feel like you're not going to go towards this person, like you're being stubborn. And that's why I feel like this other person got involved here. But this other person is not good news, okay? Yeah, see what I'm saying? Silence is how I cope. Please wait for me. That's what you're doing. It's like you're trying to push. Really, there is a person here that's good for you, but it's work. Okay, so you're leaning towards the situations that are easier, so you don't have to go back or apologize or deal with this person. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I feel like eventually you two are gonna connect again. I do. I'm gonna pull, because I don't know why I feel that way. Yeah, somebody is just being really stubborn. That's all. And don't want to see the thing that they see. You know, someone knows with the High Priestess in reverse. It's more like once you or they get past trying to like date other people to move on or cover things up, they're always going to be thinking about that other person or thinking about you. So it just comes on right back to you again, you know. Ooh, Pisces, that was a lot. All right. Okay, Pisces, let's see what we have for you spiritually for the month of June. Try to tie everything together. Perseverance, instinct, expansion. Yeah. So, I feel like your spirit guides are trying to get you out of a rut. There's something that you keep doing, like a repetitive action that you have that's really not helping you grow. It's not helping you be stronger. It's not, you know. That's what I see. And I feel like you have the dedication to figure it out, deal with it, and move past it. But you just need to get a grip, like a tight grip on what the issue is, you know? I don't feel like you have a hard time being dedicated to something or doing something, but it's like you need a tight grip on what it is you need to be doing instead of just a tight grip on like anything, you know? On any choice, I should say. But let's see. So we have Dog, Anchor, and Stars. And also Page of Swords. What is this? Six of Pentacles in reverse. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah. It's you're developing good decision-making skills. and making choices and cutting things out that aren't good for you. But honestly, not just things that make you feel uncomfortable and don't fit like your dream life. Sometimes you have to be practical about things, and in order to expand and in order to have that connection that you want with your truth and bringing in the life that you want, the love that you want, the decisions that you want, there are aspects of your life that you'll have to heal. There's things you'll have to heal. There's things that are uncomfortable that you'll have to face, things like that. So, yeah, it's like there's a revamp of your automatic reactions to things. And you needing to not give to those things. But you're learning that, like I don't need to give to to this same thing I've been doing. This isn't balanced. This isn't good for me. Just because I've always done it, or this is like my fall to person or situation, doesn't mean that I have to keep doing that, right? It's about making better decisions. Also, be careful in June about a loyalty to just an idea. Okay? An idea is like the page of swords. It's one brief idea. It comes with the wind. And then when that wind passes, you're like, I put all my eggs in one basket. Crap. Right? So it's just there's nothing the matter with being dedicated. But don't be dedicated to something that hasn't been thought all the way through. Because you end up here with the Queen of Swords where you're like marinated in that you need to cut something out. You need to make some sort of decision. You need to heal something now because you quickly made a decision impulsively without thinking about it, right? Okay. I love you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.